Hi guys, welcome again to my YouTube channel. Here's the first episode. Today I'll be sharing with you how I healed from the trauma of losing my parents in my teenage years. This happened when I was 15. It happened in a space of 6 months in the same year. Imagine the trauma, right? As a matter of fact, I think I was in the middle of a series of exams as a senior secondary school leaver at that time. Healing from the trauma of losing a loved one, a parent, a mother, or a father is a deeply personal, challenging journey. It's an ongoing process that takes a lot of time, a lot of effort to heal. For me, my journey is still in progress, but I can assure you that I'm not where I used to be. While everyone's grief journey is different, personal, and unique, here are 6 major things that I did to navigate, to cope, and to heal. Like I said, I'm still on my journey. So the first one, I allowed myself to grieve. Even though the loss happened at a time when I could say I was still very young, or I didn't understand the impact or the gravity as much as I do now, over time I have learned and understood that grieving is personal and there is no right or a wrong way to grieve. At some point, I began to give myself, the permission to feel every pain, to feel the sadness, the anger, the frustration that comes with not having my parents. Every emotion that came up, I sat in it. I took time to feel every pain. That was me trying to allow myself to grieve, irrespective of what anyone thinks, or, oh, it's been how many years now? Oh, why are you still gloomy? Oh, why this, why that? No, it's a personal thing. And you really don't know how it feels until you actually really know how it feels, if that makes any sense. People will tell you, oh, it's been a long time since it happened. That's based on their own definition of long time. And you should have moved on, or let go, or let God. You can forget or you cannot forget. Some will even go on to say, why are you so sensitive? In fact, that question itself is a trigger, because this is you trying to figure out your life and someone is still telling you, why are you so sensitive? Of course, if you happen to walk in my shoes, maybe you will be as sensitive as I am. I have had to let myself grieve, not once, not twice. It's something that happens occasionally. Yeah, because just when I think, oh, I've got it, I'm over it, it's kind of like a wave, that ripple effect. It could be something someone said, it could be how someone said something, it could be a reaction, it could be anything, and I'll just find myself back in that place. Like I said, grief is not something that has a specific timeline, and you cannot rush the process. But the point is, do not let anyone rush you into healing. It's okay to feel the pain. It's very okay to go over all of the memories. But whenever it comes, think about it, feel the pain, and don't stay too long in it. The second thing was welcoming support from loved ones, from family. When the wound was fresh, family and loved ones came around. They gave all the humanly possible support they could give. Yeah, because they are also humans. They also have a life going on for them. And you know what it means to actually maybe not necessarily pause your own life, but accommodating other people's pain, other people's emotions, and trying to blend it into your own life. So we had people who did that for us, and I'm forever grateful for every single moment or every single help that came. Now, the third thing was I activated my creative outlets. I started journaling about my loss, journaling about everything, about my dad, about my mom, all of the memories, of the beautiful stuff. the not so good stuff, the things that could have been better, what was okay, what was not okay, basically. And all of this helped me to process my emotions and my thoughts in a private space. Another was me listening to meaningful music, healing music. I just sit with it, I let it minister to me. In fact, at some point, I think I started trying to write a song. Yeah, I used to have some lyrics back then in my journal, but not anymore. Life has taken over. The fourth thing was sharing memories about my parents with others. At the early stage of the grief, I could not share anything about my parents. When people share stories about my parents, depending on how it came out, I may just nod my head or smile. I may not necessarily contribute because it was hurting at that moment. As time passed on, I began to share their memories. I even make jokes out of it. I don't think a week goes now that I don't even mention my dad or my mom to my spouse. And I say it happily, I say it joyfully. It doesn't mean I still don't feel some way sometimes. Yeah, I do. But I feel a lot happier talking about them now. Maybe because it's been a while as well. I think more than 15 years now already. They're trying to calculate my age. Yeah, I'm slightly over 30. You can fill in the gap. The fifth one, I came to terms with the fact that healing takes time. At first, it was very tough, very, very tough, especially when you're around people. You know, people expect you to be happy. They expect you to be lively, to be jovial. Some just don't get it. And other times, they just really want to actually see you happy. Healing is not a linear process. Trauma from a parent's loss, or any loss for that matter, won't simply disappear overnight. Sometimes it could take years to be fully fine again, and that's okay. The fact that life brings its own toll on us, as you're trying to manage through your existence, and you're still trying to manage the emotions that comes with losing a loved one. It's a lot, to be honest. It's a whole lot. Sometimes it doesn't even mean that if they were there, maybe life would be better or perfect. But some things, money can't buy them. Yes, I can tell you that for a fact. I miss my dad. I miss my dad so much. I miss my mom. The last but not the least, that's the sixth one. This was a game changer for me. It was kind of pivotal. I considered therapy. A couple of years after I left Nigeria, I attended a mental health seminar, and everything that was discussed in that meeting kind of points towards the potential of having a PTSD, that's a post-traumatic stress disorder. Of course, the usual me, I was like, hey, no, it's not my portion. I do not have PTSD. But then when I got back home, I sat down and I thought about it. Okay, maybe you actually react this way because this, based on everything that I put down from that event. And then I realized, okay, perhaps it might be useful to actually speak to a therapist. I did my research and I made arrangements to seek professional help. I found a therapist who was specialized in handling grief and traumatic experiences. She was able to provide guidance and tools that helped me to process every of my emotions. She helped me to unpack all my emotions by revisiting my childhood while my parents were still here. When the loss happened, what happened after the loss, where I lived, how I felt living there, the harsh realities that came with the whole scenario. After the conversation, I felt better, and every time the grief comes, I remember some of these conversations and I regain my strength. These are just my own few tips of the things that I have done so far to heal from the trauma of losing my parents at the age of 15. If you're still watching and you have perhaps lost a loved one recently or a long time ago, remember that your grief is very unique and your journey is entirely yours. Finding the right combination of strategies and tips that can help you to cope and heal on time is the key thing here. You don't have to go through it alone. Reach out for support, especially with the right individuals. This can be a sign of strength, especially with the right individuals. Thank you, and I trust you will take care of yourself, and have a nice day.